squishy. It's so squishy. I can't handle it.
I can't. It's gotta squeeze it. What's it? Charmin too.
Right.
You know. Hey everybody.
Wasn't that an 80s like commercial thing that squeeze the Charmin sort of thing?
Yes, Mr. Whipple.
Mr. Whipple.
You like that? Didn't think you'd get that this morning, did you? You know, Mr. Whipple talking about toilet paper. You never know with us. Sunday, November 24th. The year's almost over. It's like 36 days till Christmas.
It's 11/24/24.
Oh, how cool! 11/24/24. Too bad we don't have 24/24/24.
No, let's not go
12/25/25 is next year.
Right.
Cool. Wait, that'll be here before you know it. We'll be on episode number next year, so you never know.
500 and something.
Yeah.
God.
Good morning,
Lord.
everybody. Flock Around the Table's coming to you live.
Yep.
From
Live.
Indianapolis and Giantsville.
It's kind of cool outside, you say.
Cold.
It's
Cold.
cold
Oh my
out
God.
there.
The
I haven't been
snow
out,
the
so I
other
don't
day,
know.
I wanted to cry. It was beautiful.
Oh, I guess I was out this morning because I did go to
You
the
go to the grocery store. There's no wind, so it's not as bad here in Indy, but believe me, it's like, oh.
And we had that 4-letter word happen the other day.
Yeah. SNO. Yeah.
Yeah.
White stuff floating around, not just dandruff.
SNO.
Yeah. And we got quite a bit. It was one of those, it was more.
No, yeah, from the states that actually get snow, when she says quite a bit, none of it stuck on the road. We had about a half inch on the grass.
Well, actually, we had a little bit more than you guys.
And the next day we had none.
Yeah, it was gone, except in the
That's
parts
her
that
idea
don't
of
get
quite
snow.
a bit of snow.
Well, it was quite a bit of snow considering he did shovel the sidewalk because I don't, especially like in front, because my brother has this contraption and he's afraid he's going to slip. So he did go out and kind of sweep it off for the dog too. The dog sits, didn't even want to get piles on his butt. So he sits at the back door. So Mikey had to clean all that off. But we got about, Mikey said it was about an inch by us, a little bit less up here, a little bit more to the south. But anyway, it was the first, normally our first snow here in Indy is very wet. Big flakes, kind of very picturesque. Let it snow, let it snow. It's sort of like my shirt, you can kind of see what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. This time it was a colder snow. It was smaller.
It was not that
pieces.
cold. It was like 33 degrees that day.
It was awful.
It was not that bad.
10 degrees. We did have a wind chill.
There was a wind chill.
Okay, look at here. Look what she has on.
I'm on a t-shirt.
Fixed collar. I have on a shirt and a shirt. And I'm
okay,
still
but I have
chilled.
You have no extra insulation anymore. You used to have insulation, and we used to be.
I know. We used to be
on the same side of this
compatible.
Furnace fence.
Exactly.
Now you're always cold
I'm always
because you
cold.
have no extra insulation anymore.
No, I don't.
I still have it. I'm willing to give it away. I'm willing to give you some.
And I love it.
I'm sure your doctor would love it.
Can I get this? I want this.
Yeah,
I'll
take part. I'll give you part of that too.
And what's in it too? I need a little bit more brain going on here. Let me tell you. So anyway, enough about my weather constraints and everything else. Made a trip to IKEA on Friday.
Stop it, really?
Oh, had a great time. I hadn't been in there in quite a while. And believe me, it's just fun. Unnecessarily stuff bought, of course.
Well, it's you.
It's me. So that's just the way it is. They had these really cute, and I wish I'd bought them for you, these really cute little silicone tops that you stretch and put on a container. So in case you don't have a lid. So that you could, if you had something in your coffee cup or something, or in a smaller container, you don't have a lid for it. You don't have to find one to put it in. You just put the silicone cup on it, and they're down to.
But then you have to
just the cutest.
Then you have to store those somewhere. Remember where the fuck you store those at?
Well, yeah, but that's beside the point.
No.
So anyway, that was fun to get.
That's me. Nope.
Nope. I'm over there. Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it.
That's such a good idea. No.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good idea. But I bought a new pillow. And I bought the next level up of quilt because the summer quilt lets air flow through. And right now I have 2 blankets on. And you got to remember, I used to sleep with like a sheet and a very light blanket maybe on it and fans, 2 fans blowing on me. So now
just go back 50 episodes. You'll understand. She talks about our fans all the time. Right. I used to buy her fans.
Yeah. People still do. They always tell, in fact, I have people who tell me, hey, I saw this at such and such place. You would want it. When we were in Singapore, I kept looking at all these cool handheld ones for like $5 because I'm thinking, how can I attach this to the curtain and blow on me in the cruise ship just because I like to feel the air, you know, and they're usually so far away and they're coming from the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So anyway, had fun with that. Their Christmas stuff is every year they do something a little bit different. And it was very muted. Nothing was bright. So I didn't really go for anything that they had there. I mean, it was all kind of, you know, Nutcracker, wooden soldier, looking like them, not brighter colors that I have a tendency to go for. And I don't do any Christmas decorations anyway. It was just for fun things.
Yeah. I was having a discussion with a new coworker, Charlie.
Okay.
Her name is Charlene, but or Charlotte or whatever, but she goes by Charlie.
Okay.
Which I find awesome.
Yes, I do too.
So she's like kitty corner, and she's kitty corner in our cubicle thing. And she's like 25.
Oh my gosh.
She's so cute. She's just adorable.
I love them at that age, don't you?
I don't know, 25 or 30. She has a kindergartner.
Oh.
And she is gung-ho about Halloween and Christmas.
Oh my.
So, yeah, she was showing me, she has 2 Christmas trees right next to each other in her family room.
Oh my
gosh. Because one is her daughter's and one is the family's.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then she also showed me her kitchen where she present wrapped her cabinet doors in her kitchen. So on the outside.
Oh my God, that's such a cool idea.
Yeah, the outside of her cabinets are, you know, they're wrapped in ribbon with a bow on the center of each cabinet.
That's a great idea. How many hours does she spend on Pinterest?
I don't know, but I have no idea. She was giddy with excitement on Friday because she was going to go home. This is how you know it's a young person. She was literally jumping out of her skin with excitement to go home and deep clean her house.
Okay.
I'm like, Charlie, bless your ever-loving heart. If you ever feel like you're not getting enough deep cleaning time in your own house,
or if you want to pick up a few extra bucks, I'll be more than happy to pay you.
Mine is open. She does it once a week.
Once a week?
In her house.
Deep clean, even with a kid?
I'm just like,
whatever.
You know, you do you, boo. Like,
I mean, to deep clean my house, you'd have to send maybe a National Guard crew in, platoon to get it.
And they'd have to
come back several times.
Drop off a yard dumpster in the front.
In the front.
Either that or Dollar Tree would have to come over and pick up all of their stuff.
That's true.
And they could probably supply a store.
Oh, easily.
You know.
Yeah.
We could replenish a store.
Oh, remember last week I had those ornaments? Now my hood is fiberglass on my car.
Okay.
But the rest of it is where it works.
Okay.
So I can put them on my car.
All right, good.
Yeah. Mikey's like, well, how many are there? And I said, I don't know. He said,
as many as I can get.
That's right. Kind of what I thought, but I didn't say that. And so he's like, tell me how many are on there. So when I get the car washed, I can take them all off.
Make sure that he gets them all off.
Yeah. And I said, okay.
Are they on there right now?
No.
Oh.
I haven't put them on yet. I figured this week. I haven't done as much. I want to get out this week and get whatever we have at the house up. like my blow-ups, have him start doing that because the weather's supposed to improve a little bit. And even if it's cold, he's okay as long as it's not like rainy or anything. So we can get all the blow-ups. Your neighbor down there, down the street, when you pull into her subdivision, he's got a 9-foot Yeti.
Oh yeah, the Yeti over there.
Oh my God, I want one of those so bad.
Well, I would love to have one because, you know, Jamie and his Sasquatch thing.
Oh, that would be perfect.
But I don't have any place to store. I don't have any place to keep it in the off season. I have no extra space in my garage at all. Like
well, they do fold down.
Where am I putting it? I have no basement.
You could probably put it in the closet in your in the guest room in the one of the
okay. I need to talk to you about something after the show, but that's not an option either.
Well, you can store it at my house.
Okay, yeah, right.
Because we have a shed.
Yeah, but a shed. See, that's the only thing. Like maybe if I got a shed, but then I need approval from the freaking.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
It's not a cool thing.
They're dorks.
Yeah.
My
what
HOA.
about one of those just nice, good-looking plastic ones that have the doors?
I have one of those out there that I can only store half of my cushions in there.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I have no place in the house for cushions.
But right in front of your door, that Yeti would be perfect and protected.
Or on my deck.
Or on the deck, because people would drive by and see him. Oh, it would be the best.
Well, when the first year that we were here, the very first year that we were in this house, I found these giant, just like glass ornaments.
Oh yeah.
But they're for your flower garden. So they were like 3 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
They're huge.
Uh-huh.
But they weren't inflatable. That's just the size that they were.
Okay.
So they're like 3 feet around, 3 feet tall.
Yeah, you'd have
major storage. They weren't like plastic. They didn't come apart and you could, you know, nope, that's the size of them. I so wanted to buy those. They were so cool. I wanted I wanted like 3 of them for my front garden.
Oh yeah. That would be amazing.
I'm like, where the fuck am I going to put them?
Okay, in your garage, do you have any room above the cars?
Yeah, I've already got a drop down thing off the ceiling that's full with all of our Yeti coolers and
things
golf
like that.
club things and suitcase hold. Yeah, it's
Can you borrow space at your mother-in-law's?
That's
not a good idea either.
Well, I'm going to put a deep freeze over there.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to put it because they went down to 1 car. They have a 2-car garage. They went down to 1 car. So
perfect.
I think we're going to put a deep freeze.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So that we can get a half a cow and a half a pig.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. Get one if you can.
Yeah.
Even if you split, I mean.
Well, we would split
with them. Sure. Yeah. Perfect. We've done that before, and sometimes, oh my gosh,
I don't have room for a deep freezer. To do it. I've thought about getting one of the small freezers and just putting it like here, covering it up with something.
Well, they come now. You can get them. They look just like a piece of furniture now.
Yeah.
For people who do have smaller homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Here's the thing, y'all. I don't have a small home.
No.
I just don't have a ton of storage space.
Well, you don't have an extra sort of room for it. Your craft room could have been, but then now it's full of stitch marker stuff. And then you could have possibly in your guest room, but now you have a king size bed, and there's no reason to get rid of it. No. Double.
I'm not getting rid of it because I spent a ton of money on that bed,
right?
Which was bought for. This is like a Tempur-Pedic, so we spent like $12,000 or something on it. I slept on it for like 2 months, and I said to Jamie, I can't do it. I can't sleep on this. Like, it's killing me. So we went out and got a sleep number. What now I'm calling it my geriatric
Karen
bed.
And Nancy, hey.
I call it my geriatric bed, right? So we're both, we both have the thing, and we can each do the number that we want. And so we took that bed and put it into our spare bedroom, which had a queen. Now it has a king, but it's better because, you know, when 2 people come and visit, then you have a king size bed to
your in-laws. Now that your in-laws are here,
but now my in-laws are here,
and you rarely have people a couple come. They're usually singular.
Now I could actually just put a single in there, and it'd be great.
It'd be great because it's really just Tori. But you're right. Why get rid of that?
And I'm not going to. Right.
Yeah. And so the house is laid out perfect, but you don't have like the places to put cabinets or,
No, and like I probably
armoire type things for storage. You could probably do something.
I
in the
could
corner.
probably cabinet that whole wall off.
Yeah. But
In
and
the
then
great
do
room.
baskets
At any
type
rate.
things. Anyhow.
We don't need to discuss this. My
No.
house doesn't have a ton of storage.
No. And yeah.
And I don't have a ton of storage in my garage because literally we have a 2-car garage, not a 2.5-car garage. It's a 2-car garage.
Right.
And we have 2 giant vehicles in there. So.
And the few things that you have for the yard and things like that for weed whacking and stuff.
They're hung up.
They're hung up and you got to be very careful.
Uh-huh.
With what you do in there.
I can't even move my garage can or my garbage can anywhere else because where it is the only place it fits.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
and can still get a car in.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing my car is up high enough because my rear view mirror is above my garbage can. If it wasn't, I would hit it every time.
I know.
Coming in.
Yeah. I know. Mikey's working on ours so that we get a little better space adjustment, but it's not all that great. Yes, and you're right, Colleen. I love IKEA too. I can go. I got there. I was in there probably well over 2.5 hours, just because I walked through everything and looked at things, and I hadn't been in there for so long.
I haven't been to this one here.
Oh,
at all. Period.
Oh, you get in there, and before you know it, your brain kind of goes wackadoodle. But also here too, you're a very much, if I don't think I'm going to need it, I'm not going to keep it and I'm not going to get it. Whereas I'm not. I will find a reason.
I was going to say, you're the person that is like, oh, that's cool. I'm putting it in my cart. I'm the person that's like, well, that's interesting. How in the hell would I ever use that? Oh, forget it.
No, I worry about it after I get it home.
Yeah.
Usually after you can't return it. Because I've been playing with it.
Yeah.
And it's usually after that time. So anyway, Karen, how's the knee? Doing better? Karen didn't come to knitting on Tuesday because she hadn't been sleeping good because her knee is hurting, But Marcia said Vicky's doing good, just to let you guys know. Those are our buddies that we have. And if I didn't tell her now, I'd forget later. And then I'd be all worried about it later that I didn't get to tell you. Yeah. And share it so you guys understand that. So and I'll show you what I'm working on, guys, but right now I'm playing with a shawl that I finished and I blocked, and this time what I did, because last time I blocked a shawl, I cut all the ends and I didn't make them in long enough. And some of them kind of pulled out when I was aggressively blocking it because it needed it. Because it kind of went like this.
This is why you block first and then weave your ends in.
Well, no, that's what some people do. I like to weave them in before I block. I don't know why, because I figure if I'm going to pull them, then...
They're not going to come out if you pull them before.
Well, that's true, but I don't know. I just read somewhere once a long time ago to do that, and I've been doing that, except I didn't do one. Anyway.
Well, you have a needle.
I know. I'm going to do it now. So anyway, what have you guys been up to this week? I didn't do much. A little bit of knitting here and there, and I'll show you my mitten because I did finish the one.
I worked on the hat at work.
Yeah.
My ice cube hat.
Okay.
A little, because I had a half busy week at work.
Really?
Can I say half? 3/4 busy.
Okay, not
3/4
enough to
busy.
Stress you out, but enough
but enough that I didn't get a ton of work done on that hat. Let me finish this row and I'll go grab it. So
that you guys can get an idea of seeing it.
But that's pretty much the only thing that I worked on knitting or crochet wise this week was that one.
Oh, well.
I know.
It happens.
I should have done some on the single crochet hat.
Oh, to replace the other hat.
That she who shall not be named.
Yeah. The she who not shall be mentioned is also one of our, I have to find one too for my waiting thing that you just take with, whenever you go.
That's what I'm trying to make this this crochet one, but I think I really want to knit one. Because for some reason or another, I'm able to knit without looking, But crochet without looking,
Oh, it's tougher.
it's tougher.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't knit long, but I can knit a couple.
I can knit as long as it's just knitting.
Yes. Yes.
If I have to count or purl
Exactly.
or yarn over or
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
then F it. Like that's not going to happen.
Right.
But
because like on
if
Tuesday,
I can just knit, then
Tuesday I went over to Starbucks a little bit earlier. I got out of the house on time. So I got out of the house a little bit earlier, and I was sitting there reading my book and knitting, and people thought that was amazing. And I'm like, no, I had a couple of stitches, and I did a paragraph, and I did some stitches, and I did a paragraph. It worked great. And sometimes I just kept reading and knitted.
yeah.
And so it's the one guy was sitting there looking at me.
Well,
and
it's kind of like, the people who say that they go to movies in the movie theater and bring their knitting along.
Yeah.
I could do that like I said, as long as it's
straight
just
knit.
knitting.
Yeah. And not a purl even, because you're not a big purler.
No, I wouldn't want to purl.
You wouldn't want to purl. I'm thinking I'm going to go to the sockhead hat as my go-to for now.
Yeah.
Which is, because you do that rib stitch for like this long, to fold up.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be okay in, for that, like on the bus.
I think I may end up doing like a bend and snap, but just without the twist. Without the twist.
Okay.
Y'all don't even know what the bend and snap is because I haven't released it yet. But yeah, at any rate, this is called the Ice Cube hat.
Isn't this cute? Look at her color. Oh my God, you're all the way up. Oh, you came top down.
Yeah, it's top down. So this is what it.
Is that a pattern of you or them?
No, this is a pattern by
Blizzard and Ice Cubes
by Deborah Tomasello.
Okay.
So it's either the Blizzard or the Ice Cube hat. My husband liked the Ice Cube one, and
that's right. He picked the colors.
He picked the darn colors, y'all, which is teal and
coral. He
initially said blue and orange.
Yeah,
but I of course didn't have the color blue or the color orange that he liked, so he picked those colors.
This would I think would be a good one because you don't have this much space in between the colors.
Yeah, there's not a place.
Probably,
there's not a place in this one. I think there's only one section where I feel like I need to do a float.
Yeah. Maybe this is 4 stitches. So that's about as far as you would float.
No,
over.
I think there's a section somewhere where there's 5.
Okay. So I would do it like a 3 and then over.
Yeah, 3 and a float.
Plus at the top down, what I like about this is the top down. At the bottom, I can put this on. I can take it off and put it on a 1 so that I could put it on to kind of see if I'm pulling enough.
Right.
To get the stretch.
And the way this hat is done is you do the color work pattern like that. And then the hat has a lining. So then you knit the lining.
Yes. Which gives you so nice. And then. Yeah. And then you pick up the stitches here. You just keep going with the lining.
You just keep going with the lining.
Right.
You just pick the color that you're going to do with the lining.
You could do a Kitchener. You could Kitchener the lining, okay, and work on that as your to-go project.
Okay, you don't even want to Kitchener 7 stitches on the corner of something to do something. Why the hell would you do 120 Kitchener?
But you Kitchener really well.
Yeah, but why? I mean, there's no point in it. Like, just finish the color work and then continue on with the lining.
That's true. Well, the color work I couldn't take anywhere. I'd have to do that at home.
I tried to do it the other Tuesday night.
That would have to be in quiet.
I have to tell you guys this. It does go into the knitting because I tried to do my color work over at my in-laws while we were having cocktail hour. So basically, we're just
kind of
chatting, sitting around on the couch, telling each other all like what we're doing right now, except with a cocktail in front of us.
Which is the best way to do it.
I learned that I can't talk and count, even when it's just...
I can't.
like pink, blue, pink, blue, pink, blue is what I, do in my
Right.
head, or 3 blue, 1
Sure.
pink, 2 blue, 1 pink,
Right.
So I can't even do that. But here's what's so funny. So 2 weeks ago, we didn't. Okay, so Tuesday, happy hour on Tuesday at my in-laws started because Jamie and his dad golfed on a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening golf league.
Mm-hmm.
So after work, we would go over and we would have a cocktail or two, and then Jamie and his dad would go golfing.
Mm-hmm.
Golf season has stopped. So we kind of assumed that the happy hour would stop, but it didn't. 2 weeks ago, Jamie wasn't feeling the best. So he said, I'm skipping.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, that's fine. So we just came home. He told his mom he wasn't coming, blah, blah, blah. So this last Tuesday, he says, happy hour at mom and dad's. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. He got busy at work and he had like a vendor or something come in at like 2:00 or 2:30, something like that. And then he's out in the warehouse with this vendor.
Okay.
Shooting the shit, doing whatever it is he needs to do. Where I sit is close enough to his office. I can hear things. I hear his phone ringing.
So you go and answer.
No, of course not. I'm not going to answer his phone. But I know it.
Okay.
I know it rang.
Okay.
At 3:30 comes along. That's when I actually leave for the day. And he's still out on the floor with this person, whoever it was, whatever. So I texted him, even though I knew his phone was in his office.
Sure.
I texted him, see you at your parents'.
Okay.
Because I wanted him to know that I
Right.
was still going over there.
Right.
And this is kind of the wife's reminder. Remember, we're
Sure.
going to your parents' house,
Sure.
Now I'm leaving and I get to the last cubicle and my phone rings. I
Okay.
see that it's his mom.
Okay.
So before I even get out the door, I set everything down and I answer the phone.
I would have been out the door.
And she's not there. There's nothing there. It's like empty. And I'm like,
What the hell?
Yeah, that's what
Did
I'm
she
like.
butt dial me?
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? So I thought, well, I'm heading their way anyway, and it's literally a mile from my work. So I'll be there in a minute. So I just drive over there. And typically, when they know we're coming, they just open the front door like I do when you're coming. I just open the front door. She walks in. No big deal. Well, I go to the front door and it's locked. And I'm like,
what the hell?
And I'm like, what the hell? But then I'm like, well, I could go through the garage because I know the garage code. But then I'm like,
That's kind
I'm right here. I rang the doorbell.
Right.
And she comes up and she answers. She opens the door and she's like, oh, thank goodness you're okay. What? Now, y'all, I left at 3:30. It is not even 3:35. I was about ready to start calling the hospitals.
That's a tad bit reactionary.
Linda, why? Well, I called Jamie and he didn't answer his phone. And then you didn't answer your phone. And Jamie didn't answer the text. And I thought you guys were probably in some accident or something. And heaven forbid, nobody called me and I didn't know. And I was so worried. And I'm like,
I work till 3:30. It's 3:35.
that's what I said. I said, well, I work till 3:30. It's 3:35 and I'm here. I said, Jamie was out still with the vendor. I don't know. Well, he's always over here just after 2:30. And I said, well,
today he wasn't.
Today he had a vendor with him.
Right. Thought he might have originally thought he'd be out on time. And then
I'm like, and I'm sitting here going, well, he's salary. So
he can, yeah.
I'm not. they won't pay me overtime. So I don't
I'm
care
out
what
of there.
I don't care what's going on in my world. I'm
Exactly.
punching the clock at 3:30 and I'm out of there.
Exactly.
That's how my day works.
Yep.
So the next day, she calls me for something. I can't remember what it was, but she calls me at work. And I'm in Jordan's office. And I see that it's my mother-in-law. And I answered it. Don't worry, we're not in the emergency room. Because it's like 10:30. And we're not even like it's
I love it. Oh my God. I wish I had done that with mine. But yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
I'm like, how can
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Seriously. Wow.
I said when we were there at happy hour, I said, if anything were to happen to either myself or to Jamie or Tori,
Right.
don't you think that you guys would be the first people that we would call?
Yeah. Of course. Because, yeah.
Well, do you think of what?
Exactly.
I'm going to call CNN first.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, I wouldn't call CNN. Maybe Fox.
But I mean,
Yeah, right. They get like that as they get a little older.
I understand.
Every once in a while, my mom, and my mom was not overreactionary as a rule, but she's sort of to the point like me, forgetful. So it would be, oh my God, I have to keep calling her instead of putting on the message, hey, before I forget, I want to tell you such and such and so. She would hang up the phone and then try me a minute later and then try me. I mean, like it goes to voicemail, Mom. And I know you've called because she never figured that out. She didn't get this missed call situation.
She didn't understand.
And so it was like, well, no, my mother would, she'd call me, wouldn't get an answer. She'd turn the phone off, meaning all the way off. So you couldn't get a hold of her anyway because she didn't want the battery to go down.
Oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, Maggie, 8 days.
Oh my gosh, Maggie, 8 days. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, that's good. At least then you're not born in a cusp of a astrology thing. Not that I'm all into that, but every once in a while. And I love December's birthstone. Isn't it like a ruby? I don't know. I'll look it up. I didn't bring my phone. We'll have to look it up. But I don't know if just November's good too. Oh, 8 days. Oh my God, it's so exciting.
No, December.
Ruby is
July.
I don't know what December. April is a diamond. Sapphire is September. Some green stone. A garnet?
What is December, y'all?
Is it a garnet? Anybody know? Somebody look. Oh, we have the information. The encyclopedia.
The Encyclopedia Britannica here.
Yeah.
Once I,
have to get off her game.
I paused it, but now I paused it. All right. So while I'm looking that up, I have a few new things in my Etsy shop, but I do want to let you guys know that this week probably is the last week and you can order the Advent calendar and get it before December starts.
Yes.
And it's also 25% off. So if you haven't got one, put your order in. I do have plenty left.
Good.
And I Deb can talk about these. I called these sugar plum.
These are sugar. Oh my God, look at these. Are these the newer ones with the no? These are just your regular.
They are newer beads. Those are Japanese glass beads.
Sugar plum. Isn't that cute? They are a reddish, kind of a garnet color with silver rings. So adorable. Great one. And now she's doing 2, so you can tell.
Yeah, the new ones all have you can also get the 2-ring counter.
Yes, 2 ring.
And
so
I'm
right row and other row, or 1 and 2 for the pattern
odd,
or something.
Even, whatever.
Something like that. And so this is a cool set. You should look at this. Here, and I got to go this way. Turquoise. What's November?
November? Hold on.
Maybe we want it in November then. Turquoise would be nice because they have different colors of turquoise. You can kind of go dark or light, or a really pretty
topaz or citrine.
That's kind of nice. It's a bright yellow. Oh, you could go with that. My sister
Just
says
not
August.
March, because I'm a March baby and I hate mine.
What's yours?
Aquamarine.
Oh, I kind of like that. See, now this is cute.
No, I don't like it at all.
January is,
I'd rather have October.
I think it's garnet for January. Mine is a pretty sapphire.
Yeah.
This one is
I want
actually
April.
pretty.
I'm so close to April. Like, why couldn't I have just had fucking April?
I know, but you know, some mothers, they get these really nice mother rings because they've had them in separate. Well, my mother decided to put them in order.
Oh, no.
It was a diamond, a sapphire, this, and the green they gave her for August wasn't a pretty green. It was kind of a green. So then it had a green, a diamond, and a green. It's the, I have it, but I'm not going to ever wear it.
Jamie's mom's mother's ring, because she only has one and he's July, but Dad's July as well.
Oh my God, that would be great. A big red honking ruby.
So she did a pinky ring, 2 rubies, and then because they wanted something else and to make it more special, they put a diamond in the middle.
When's her birthday?
October. So it's not a diamond.
No,
but you know, it's also my mother-in-law. So we had to put a diamond in there.
Well, a pink one wouldn't have been too bad, you know. So I need to get new glasses, guys, and I'm gonna get them. So don't worry, pretty soon. We are
just found out that my baby brother and his wife are having their first baby, and it's going to be born in April. April's perfect
because it's a diamond. It's so easy to buy stuff for. And the other thing that drives me crazy
is but expensive.
Expensive. You're right, but easy. But zirconium when they're younger are okay too, because the man-made diamonds are starting to look super great.
Oh, they're not only they're looking super great, they're hard to tell. You can't tell the difference.
That's true. And the way that people are spelling names now too is driving me insane.
Except for the only difference that I have found between the man-made diamonds and the mined diamonds is you can't resize things with the man-made ones.
No,
you can't. It has
right.
Yeah.
I have to get some little chips put in this one because I banged out the one center one. The 2 side ones, I don't think were really there. I don't think they were there. I think it was just the way they dipped in the ring. I'm not getting those. Just one right here in the center. And you really can't tell because it's busy. Back to the wonderful world of knitting here.
Yeah, right.
I'm turning her into a squirrel.
Right? Squirrel.
Isn't that great? Anyway, these are
hollies.
And they're progress keepers. But you did a little bit bigger ring. So look. I love this.
I did, and
because your bigger clips, you have a little bit bigger clip on them. And you know what I do?
The lobster clasps, I went with a bigger size because I had gotten a few complaints about you can use those on smaller rings.
And smaller rings.
But you can also use them on your bag zipper.
Yes.
And they're also not too big that you couldn't use them as a progress keeper and hang it off of your knitting. So they're right. It's like the perfect
it's a perfect size. Like here.
Perfect middle ground.
I'm not going to take this one off because I'll never get it back on. But it's the same thing. You can open this up and then you can slide it on the zipper.
Yeah.
And then you can use it to slide your zipper.
Pull.
Yeah. Which is
but the other ones,
jackets and everything you can coordinate.
Yeah.
Holiday.
So these are a pack of 3.
Nice.
So,
oops, I can't get it off. Isn't that terrible? I can't get it off.
Yeah, it's a pack of 3.
You know, because that's what I did with one of the ones that I have from you. You had used a little bit bigger one. I don't know if it was the newest thing that you could come up, and because I've had it a while, and I stuck it on here at the beginning. So I actually just had 2, but then I knew exactly where it was when I needed it.
Yeah,
because sometimes I'll stick it on the front And
Yeah.
I forget that it's there, like my tip huggers. Speaking of forgetting, I didn't forget, but I finished one mitten, guys. Ta-da.
You had that done before last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I wasn't done yet.
No, you were done.
Oh.
You were done because we were talking about.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
turning this over the other way.
Mm-hmm. Or the
And what
bind,
is
or a
that
stretchy
called?
bind off.
Is that called a fold over brim or something? Or
I don't know.
I got to figure out the term. Anybody know the term for that? Because I got to figure out the term. I can't do anything on my own. I have to start or steal. I mean, I have read 86 different patterns to figure it out, to do it. But anyway, I'm well into the second one, as you can see, well into it. I'm up to the thumb, which is cute. It's the opposite. Okay, so here.
You're going the opposite of that one.
Here is this stripe. Here is this stripe.
Yeah.
And
So you're going opposite
so
stripes.
it'll be opposite stripes. However, and also this one I did completely on the 2. I didn't change to the 3 because I don't have a real big hand and I think it'll fit better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big gauger, figure outer to tell you what's the best way. I'm more people who do mittens. It's not going to be a pattern for a beginner knitter. Don't ever use anything I ever write for a beginner because I don't figure out gauge. It's all done.
I will tell you what the gauge is.
She can do it though. Not me. I'm not that person.
You don't.
Did you know what yesterday
You don't
was?
need to figure out gauge. Just fucking knit, and I'll tell you what the gauge is.
I thought about you yesterday. You know what
Good
yesterday
God, her
was?
hands are cold.
Yeah, they are. You know what yesterday was? I thought about you.
Saturday.
Yeah, National Fibonacci Day. It's a math day just for people like you. When you said you'd figure it out, because that's math. That's why it popped into my head. Yesterday was National Fibonacci
Gauge
Day.
is not math. When you're
Shut up. It is too. It's got to figure it out and
you
calculate.
just have to fucking count it. No, when you're the one that's doing the pattern,
But like I
you're
said,
the one that's doing the pattern. You just tell what the gauge is. You're
Okay.
not trying to match somebody else's gauge. You're just telling them what the gauge is. They are the ones that have to get gauge to your gauge.
For me, gauge is usually what I tell them as people when people do ask me if I swatch it, and I said no. I mean a sweater I will, or if it's something that has to be fitted, but not a mitten or a hat or even a shawl.
But you can't gauge.
No,
you are a person who she cannot gauge, y'all,
No.
because the second she has some number in her head, now she's going to fuck up everything that she does. If you ever do a sweater again, I would say get something that has 2 or 3 inches of negative ease so that you can knit as tight as you fucking want to.
Right.
And the sweater is going and you'll be like, oh, I'm going to knit a medium because I'm a medium now.
Right.
Because that's what it says at the store. I'm a medium. So I'm going to knit a medium. And I'm going to be like, well, there better be 3 inches of negative ease because you're going to tight knit the shit out of this.
Positive ease. Negative keeps it tight.
Oh, yeah. Positive.
Yeah.
Positive. Because you're going to tight knit the crap out of this or loose knit it because you're thinking that you're not going to get
too tight.
And I'm going to go skip the part of the pattern that says anything about gauging. Don't read it. Don't know anything about it. Don't care. And don't work on this sweater if you're fighting with Mikey.
Yeah, that's another thing.
If you have a beef to have with Mikey, don't knit on this.
Don't knit on that. So
you knit tight enough as it is.
I do, because that's one of the things, like I said, during the Singapore trip, we didn't have any of that political crap because we didn't have any. We had BBC.
Right.
We had Australian news. Bam, bam. Out of there. So you didn't know what was going on and what wasn't going on. I didn't see her down in Mexico with a
great way
$70,000 necklace.
That's a great way to be. I so wish it was that way.
Yeah.
Now in this world.
Or you could turn to something else, get the news, and not have to hear all the other stuff because no matter what, they go back.
Like to go into Instagram and post my thing and not see 14 things that have to do with politics.
Exactly. I'm just like not that. The other thing I did on that trip was, remember, I was working on this shawl for Rachel, my Bebo. You saw it done, but now you get to see it all
done,
blocked.
Done, not blocked.
Blocked. Yeah, I blocked it.
No, you had said you just wove in the things.
No, I wove in the ends, but I blocked it.
Okay, all right.
I always weave in ends, don't cut them, and then block it. That's what I do. That's
Right.
me. So this is called,
I kind of
let
like.
me tell you about my uterus.
That's the name of the colorway.
The colorway.
Not the name of the pattern.
No. The pattern is Bell, Bell. I got it on Ravelry. And I think it was free. What's nice, this is not your typical.
You have a stitch marker right there.
I know, because I think I
was just
something there.
Letting you know that there's a stitch marker.
No, I know.
It's very hard to see.
I should have probably used a different one. There's a little hole here, and at first I thought it would be worse, but I don't think it's going to get worse.
Oh, like it wasn't a yarn over mist or something?
Yeah.
You were worried it was going to ravel.
Right. It was going to ravel, and it could even be one of these stitches is loose, so I might have to sew it back in. But I love this. I love this little pattern, this little working thing.
Yeah.
Here, it's not like your standard passovers, but you knit two together. You slip one, piss. You slip one, knit two together, and then you slip it over. So you're really, anyway, it's really cute. I really liked it. And it's great. And I like that pattern. So I may put that in a hat or something. No. Anyway, this is done. And my little Rachel will be getting it hopefully, because I bought Sylvie, the first one, the cutest outfit when we were in Vietnam.
Yeah.
One of those outfits with the long tops and the silky pants that they wear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the slits up the side.
Yeah.
And I want to get it to her before she's too big to get in it. And I bought the little guy some little toys for his room. So, it'll be fun. That's one other thing I love going to IKEA for kids stuff. Oh, my God. If you have...
That's because you're just a kid at heart anyway. So.
They have the cutest kitchen set. The little stove, microwave. It dings when it's done. It's a real timer. And it goes ding. So you can take your stuff out. Oh my God. And they have this play set. Daddy can make a meal. And so that she can actually be cooking an actual meal and something will come out of the pot. I mean, beyond cute. I thought, oh my God, she has to have that for her birthday next year. Yeah, I think that's where we're going with that. So,
how old is she?
She's a year old.
Oh,
her brother will be like 12 months behind her, and then some. He wasn't due until December, but he decided to make his entrance in October. So,
you know what I did with some friends who had a baby. So on their year-old birthday party. Yeah, I got him a fake cell phone, but it actually does all of the things. Yep. It rings, it vibrates, it looks like a cell phone.
Every time we go to Mexico.
Oh my God, they were so pissed off at me. They're like, "You kidding me?" And I'm like, "No, because they're gonna want your phone. Just hand them this."
You're right. And I like when to get the maracas.
Oh, yeah.
Because those kids would love those.
The drum set. Give them the drum set. You have one. If you need a second one, I have one.
But oh my God. Those are always so fun because you get to leave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get to leave it.
That's why I'm like, yeah. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
What the hell is the difference? Yeah, you got to do it.
Would you rather give them this one that costs us $9.99 or whatever, or the one that you just paid $1,000 for?
Exactly.
Because and it said things like grandma or grandpa would say, or
right,
if you push certain buttons, it'd be like
one of the new older ones for the kids about 2 years old, it actually says, one of the phone that I saw in the store, it says, "Send me a text." Can you believe that? They're teaching these kids how to text at a little age. I'm thinking, she can't read it at 2 because it says
But you can do voice to text.
Well, that's
it's
true.
Fine.
Yeah, you
just
can.
ask that lady over there in the corner, which I'm not going to say her name, but
yeah,
just ask that lady.
Yeah,
and she'll translate for you. Speaking of which, it reminded me. I can't remember if I told you this, but we always ask that lady in the corner of my living room. I'm not going to say her name because she'll wake up. To Basically, the only thing we ever have her do is play music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even use her for the weather or anything because I have a weatherman.
Right. I do too. I have my own. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we have her play music, and we'll tell her specific kinds of music that we would like her to play, or genres of music, because we're in that sort of mood. But beyond that, that's basically what we would do. And so we were sitting here playing cards or whatever. We asked her to play, classic rock or something, whatever. And she did. And then all of a sudden she'd stop. So then we'd have to tell her again to play, whatever. We don't know. And so after about the third or fourth time of her just stopping after a song or two, Jamie told her that she was fired. Because she kept stopping, right? He's just like, the blah, 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 you're fired. And then she comes in and she goes, no! Like she starts crying because she's fired.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's hysterical. So if you ever want to know what yours would say, just say her name and tell them that they're fired and see if yours.
But you have to say her name before she'll do anything.
Yeah, so you have to.
You can't just say play music.
No, right.
You have to tell it to play music.
I just don't want to say the name right now because I don't want her to wake up.
Yeah.
But you guys know who I'm talking about.
Right, because they all probably have. We don't have one. So
now we tell her to play music for 4 hours.
Okay, that's a good idea.
We give her a time limit. Okay. And she usually doesn't even go with that, but it's hysterical.
Oh, yeah, it is.
When he told her that she was fired, I died laughing. We all kind of died laughing.
I wonder if there's some way I could hook up the TV on the cruise ship to something like that, so when she falls asleep, I can be laying there and go, TV, shut off.
There's actually there's plugins that you can plug in that
your Bluetooth. I know they attach to Bluetooth so that you can use your phone or your thing.
Yeah.
They're more
But there's
expensive.
The same thing as the remote control.
Right. Right. It's just I have to get to the remote control, and usually I can't find it.
Put it on the bed right next to you when you lay down to watch TV.
I do that if I have control and she's not there.
Oh.
But when she has control, it's in her hand, clutched like this, or it's underneath her.
Oh.
And I can't get to it. Because one night I couldn't find it. And I've told this story to you before, but we were on a cruise. I was so pissed. This is before I realized I needed to take extra sleeping aids.
Yeah.
During the night to be able to sleep through it. She's sound asleep. I can't find the remote. And I got up and unplugged the TV.
Yeah.
Went to bed, back to sleep. I'm dozing off thinking, oh crap, if she wakes up and can't get it on, I'm going to hear her swearing.
Whatever.
At the TV. Stupid cruise ship. It's broken. And she'll be on the phone at 3:00 in the morning calling the desk to get somebody up there. Right. And at 3:00 in the morning, regardless of whether I'm sleeping or not, the guy would come up for no reason and plug it back in and it would work. And she'd be like, how in the hell did this happen? This is ridiculous. Things fall out. So I got up and I put it back, plug it back in, but the room was dark. So I used the light on my cell phone and it got her in the eye.
Oh, whatever.
And I heard, do you have to be doing that? And I'm like, yeah, I have to plug the TV back in. Well, how did it get unplugged?
I unplugged it.
And that's what I went through the whole story again. But then at this point, I couldn't go back to sleep anyway because the TV was off no matter what, because I was awake enough because she pissed me off. So it's a good thing it was about 4:45 in the morning or something like that. So I went upstairs to get coffee, and I wasn't roaming the ship at 3:00 in the morning by myself. She'll go to the casino. It's not my first place to go and look, to go sit down. And my first place is to go up and sit in the Lido deck where the coffee is and stuff, not down in the casino.
Right.
Because I know they keep coffee and stuff, because in the morning, I didn't know this. In the morning, they will go get you a cappuccino and everything. They have a machine down there. Or they're
in the casino?
In Carnival, they're close enough they can go get it in the back. they actually go and
At
get
the
you
casino?
at the casino.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll get you a cappuccino. I didn't realize that because they
You know,
serve
it's funny.
Irish
They do the
coffees
same.
and
They
things.
do the same thing in Vegas.
I didn't know that. I just assumed it was alcohol driven or sodas. I didn't think somebody was going to go get me a cappuccino.
They want to cater to you no matter what. They want to keep you in the casino.
Yeah. So I was very
You want a
pleased.
cup with some ice in it and a water back on the other side. That's what they're going to get you.
Yeah. I was just beyond surprised. So I thought next time I will be able to get my cappuccino at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning when I get up and, because it's one of the warmest places in the ship.
In the casino?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
sure, because there's all those machines are running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the warmest places. It's great. So if you're cold, you can go down there and, because I've been known to go and find a chair that is in a corner, or if a table isn't being used, then I'll sit at one of those chairs. And the dealer sort of looks at me. I said, I'm going to sit here and knit until somebody comes along to play. Okay. And then kind of go, what kind of whack job do we have here? That's here at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Waiting for somebody to play.
But then somebody will bring me out. They only have like one server at that time of the morning, and they'll bring it out and bring me the cappuccino out. And because he was like, are you sure I can't get you anything? I'm like, no, I'm waiting for them to open so I can get a cappuccino. He goes, I can get you one. So I was like, great, So it wasn't as good as theirs, but I'm sure it was okay.
Yeah.
It was fine. And it was caffeinated and everything. And I was great. I was happy. So, they did make my world happy. And I did put that note in there. The only thing is I didn't get a picture of his name on how to spell it because these guys have very similar names.
Yeah.
So I've gone to physically taking a photo. And if I are like, they put I in front of a lot of like Ahmad.
Yeah.
And so there were several of them on there, but they used their nicknames. Some of the cruise ships know who they are. Some of the cruise ships don't. So I've learned to upload the picture so that they can actually thank that person for me so they know which one it is.
Right.
So anyway, because I'm very good about praising the people and picking on the people that mainly the senior officers, because it's their fault, not the other people's fault. They should have paid attention.
Right.
They should be on it. I've seen them wandering around like, it's busy upstairs. What is it that people do not pick things up?
You mean
like let's just say, there's a table.
You're talking about other cruisers, not
no, and also in stores.
Because generally nowadays people are lazy.
Yeah.
And they're conceited and it's all about them. Like it's all about them.
I was in the grocery store the other day and there was a box of things that I think somebody had come by or caught. And there were two things on the floor. They were people coming this way. She stopped. Okay. She stopped to wait for people to go this way before she went around whatever was on the floor. And all it was a can.
Yeah.
So I walked in front of her, picked it up, put him on the bottom shelf, and I said, there you go. Now you can be on your merry little way.
People are like,
do you guys pick stuff up or do you just leave it?
Well, here's the thing. They don't even see it.
They
see it to the point where they know that they can't just continue to go through it.
Yeah.
But they don't see it to the point where, oh, well, I could pick that up. They don't even see it. It's not theirs. It's somebody else's.
Hey guys, thanks for coming on.
It's not theirs. They didn't do it. It's somebody else's. It could be a bomb and it could go off. And
I guess.
No, it's the same like at my shop.
Right.
They will take the last sleeve of styrofoam cups out of a giant box off the top of the refrigerator. The 6'4" guys. And they will leave that empty box up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd have to leave the box up there, but I tell somebody that I was on the last one.
They will open up the next one right next to it. And they will start taking sleeves out of that and they'll leave that one over there.
No, that's not me.
We bring them donuts every once in a while. It'll be in the break room.
Sure.
They leave the empty boxes on the tables. They don't put them in the 2 garbage cans that we have in the break room. No. It's not their job.
Yeah. We used to have that too at the hospital. They'd bring in these boxes.
It's 2 feet away. The garbage can
and all
is
you
2
had to
feet
do
away.
was take the napkin and move it in and throw the other box away. No, these guys would like scrunch it in so they could eat their lunch without cleaning up the donuts or anything. I don't understand why that is.
You know,
they have enough trouble getting people to work anyway.
Garbage, napkins, the hand towels on the floor in the bathroom. We're just going to bypass all that. We're going to overlook it, step over it, walk past it. So it doesn't surprise me if people are doing that in stores too. They do it on the freeways. They do it in the roads. They do it, everywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't used to be like that as a society.
No, we didn't.
We weren't like that.
No, we weren't. The thing is like on the ship, if you're sitting at a table.
What happened?
I don't know. Some of it I think is COVID. And I hate to keep blaming that, is that I think people became maybe so unaware and afraid of germs that we don't think about. We are so contact things, but like on the cruise ship, they'll move people's plates and food to the other table because they want the table next to the window, but the one right next to it is clean. So they'll move all this stuff over here, and then they sit down.
But then they complain that their table is dirty and they need to be wiped off.
And they sit like this.
But they just touched all the dirty dishes.
Exactly, because they want that table instead of sitting down and waiting for the person to come. But they'll sit like this and go, can you, like it's some emergency, they have to come over and clean that table so they can go. Instead of saying, you go get your food and I'll wait for somebody to come and get a wipe. Well,
they wouldn't want to put food down on a table that hasn't been wiped off yet.
Oh my gosh. It's just crazy. And an officer will walk by and maybe they don't belong to the kitchen crew or the housekeeping or whoever these people are. They'll just walk by and not pick up something. And yet they're supposed to do that. And it just drives me crazy, that you expect. And I've seen, because we had a nurse like this, and I loved her to death. And she was a very good worker. Don't get me wrong. She was older. And as I've gotten older, I have to admit, I wasn't the first one to go and do some of this stuff. She would spend 20 minutes looking for a nursing assistant to get somebody off a bedpan instead of doing it herself.
Well, because that was beneath her.
Well, that was the other person's job. And I'm thinking, no, from top to down, no matter what. And I got on their cases when I was in management. It's a good thing it was 30 years plus ago, because otherwise, today's world, I wouldn't have never been able to stay. My thing was I'd have blanket meetings. And I'm like, I'm sorry if you feel I'm picking on you as well, because you don't do this. But I'm telling everybody now, these are the rules no matter what. If there's a light on and you can go get it because you're not in the middle of an emergency, you get up and go get it, because the person that may be spending a couple minutes with the other, if you are in the middle of something critical, I'm okay with that. Or if you're sitting there trying to remember what you were charting, I'm okay. We had a 45-second rule just in case for that sort of thing. But you get up and you go do. This isn't find somebody. Granted, as a nursing assistant, you can't give the meds. So you have to go find the nurse to get the meds. But if you can't find a specific person, then you go find a nurse to get it, because it can be signed out an innocent medicine card. We do not have this crossing over. Yes, RNs need to get all this crap done at a certain time, so we need you to kind of pick up the difference. But at the end of the time, especially 7 o'clock was the worst. I'd go in, I'd give a report. Day shift is there. You only have a couple of people because all the day shift is getting report. And of course, everybody has to go to the bathroom because they've started to deliver breakfast. So night shift was like, I'm not going to get tied up because they're not going to pay me overtime.
Right.
So they wouldn't necessarily get the line. And that was another one that drove me crazy. And the RNs wouldn't do it because they were supposed to go in and tape report instead of giving an oral, because then they were available as well. Used to drive me crazy. I I mean, maybe I should do a thing. I think it'd be a new stent for us. What gets our goat?
Oh, what gets your goat?
What gets your goat? Not anything nasty.
There's a lot of things that get my goat.
But some of the things, like I said, when you're in a store, does it take 2 seconds to reach over and pick up something and put it back on a shelf?
You know,
Even if it's not there.
That can go the other way. Like, I used to get on Tori because, so my daughter, who was like, she can get anal about things.
Mm-hmm. I can too.
So she would stand in an aisle and front face everything and pull it forward in a grocery store that she's not working at, she's not getting paid from, and she would do the whole fucking aisle.
Right.
She would literally do the whole aisle. Like, everything needs to be pulled forward and faced right.
Right. I have to admit.
And I'd be like, you don't work here. Can we get going? Like, this is just a grocery shopping trip. It shouldn't take 4 hours to get down the chips aisle.
Right. Well, and the other thing is if
you're going to do that, can you put in an application?
Say she
and get paid for it?
Say she came over and said, hey, Mom, can we get this? And you'd be like, no, go put that back. She went back to put it back because she had to clean everything up. Most kids will just set it down. Oh, and
it got really worse at the checkout lane.
Yeah.
Because that's where most people are like, oh, well, I didn't really want that. So then they just put it in, the there. M&M section.
And you see a carton of ice
cream. And of course, I'm up there with the cashier, doing that. And she's at the candy facing and pulling forward and everything. But now she's got, 14 other things that don't belong there because there's no sticker. There's no anything for them anywhere. And she's like this. She has them in her hand. What do I do with these, Mom? These don't belong here.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, you have those little things every once in a while. I mean, even when it comes to this, there's certain things that, it just gets my goat. Like when you get a skein of yarn and you're working along and you have an intricate pattern, okay? And you suddenly come to, and you're going to play chicken because you want to get to the end of that row.
Yeah.
Knowing you're going to have to change colors and they've got a knot.
Oh.
In the yarn.
Oh.
Oh my God. That can drive me crazy.
I don't mind it if
it's a regular join, I'm okay, but sometimes they have these knots that have tails.
Yeah, and if it's a hand dyed,
I can understand it.
I'm like, okay, it's a small business, blah blah blah. And I'm all right if I run across a knot or a join in a skein.
Right.
But I had one where there was 5.
Oh,
that's an issue.
Yeah. It's almost to the point. It
should not have been.
That I want to take it out.
Yeah.
And send that skein back and say, you owe me one.
Yeah. Like, I didn't cut these.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm okay with one. I get it. I get that there's a join.
I guess
there's going to be a join.
Yeah.
I understand that
I get that.
Somebody's going to get a join along the way because they're going to join it with the next, bit.
Right.
So it's
to finish it off, maybe.
But when there's more than 2, when there's more than 2 in a skein,
1 is acceptable. I guess you got a point there, but 2, no. And the thing is if you are going to either make it so I see it and can fix it, or rejoin it the way I like to join
or
it,
that it's there.
Yeah,
give that skein as a discounted skein,
because
there's multiple joins in it.
Or can you take that?
Let us know
and turn it into your mini skeins, because you guys know.
Yeah.
Because rarely do I see it like in Brenda and Heather. They rarely have a join. And if they do, it's seamless, like the Russian tape, where it's just a bump in the road. And I have to admit, leading men are very similar that way too. There's quite a few of them, but I've been using Brenda and Heather more and leading men more. And they're mine. Oh, I should have brought it. I got my Christmas yarn.
Did you?
Yeah.
The Grinch?
No, not the Grinchy one. They're Bah Humbug.
Oh, Bah Humbug.
I'll bring it next week, I promise. And I'm even thinking I might even start something this week with it because I love it. It's so red and so Christmas. It's just perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, it really is. It's just one of those great colors they picked, and they're red. And then I got a little red one to go with it because I really liked it. I thought maybe I really always have wanted a knitted,
A
a
long
one. Maybe that'll be my go-to for next year.
Yeah.
A long one.
the pointy.
Yeah, that goes narrow. You got on head, and then kind of just, you like decrease every 5 rows. So it's going to
Yeah.
get like this long. So you could turn it
need-
into a scarf.
Yeah, you need one like that. Do you have a pattern like that?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I'm sure if you can find a pattern, just keep going
Yeah.
and not decrease. Give it extra rows in between the decrease so that I have
Yeah.
a long.
And you want to do that with sock yarn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that could be my waiting. And if it takes a year, who cares? I
Well,
wouldn't wear it
it's
till
true.
December.
Right.
And I've got several. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruises next year that are over 14 days. 14 days are over. So,
Oh my God.
yeah. Well, the first one is really 2 cruises and we're going back to back. So that's 14 days. We come back and then we move rooms, unfortunately, and we go to the other room. Celebrity's really good. They will contact to see if they can get somebody who's only there a week, will consider moving the room. But this is a pretty cool room and they didn't feel, they wanted to move. And I said, that's fine. We'll just take the other one, which is the same sort of thing, but it's not quite as cool. This one is on their edge ships. They have this floating bar. They have 2 big bars on the side of the ship, and it's a good size. And it usually sits up on where the buffet is. So you go outside, and it's outside, so you get the sun and the wind and everything else. And there's a bar, and you can sit out there and everything. And it's covered so that you don't get rain, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it does not move when the ship is moving. But the captain may move it down to the lower end to add to an ambiance for when the dinner.
The bar move.
The thing moves. It's on a beam that goes up and down. It could.
The bar.
This whole platform moves down.
Okay.
But that has seats and everything, and it can go down. And the rooms that are near that have those windows that go up or down, and your balcony is in your room. So you can close the doors off and have a balcony with fresh air and the hot doesn't get in your room, or you could open the doors and have extra space and sit on and have a sitting area, which is amazing. It's just so great. And this one is actually right next to it. So we have an extended balcony. So it's bigger and it's longer. So it's cooler. And I think this time we may be getting coffee in the morning, and I'll just set the alarm so that I can get up and get my coffee in the morning and sit out there and not even have to go to the buffet. And just have my coffee there. So that's what I'm looking for.
You can get coffee in a Danish. That will.
It's more than
that's
enough.
more than enough for you until dinner.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I have to. I have been much better.
Okay, I have to. Do you have to take a multivitamin?
Yes.
Because you're not getting enough nutrients.
Oh my God. He sticks more. What's this one from?
That's a giveaway. I just took it off of this.
It's a little diamond.
Yeah, it's just a rhinestone thingy.
It's so cute.
I do giveaways. So every time you order something, you get a free something.
Oh, cool. I never order Caesar.
She just gets it for free to begin with.
It just sort of falls.
Yeah,
it doesn't come off, or oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's just there. Multivitamin, yes. My husband has me on these senior vitamins.
Your husband does, but your doctor doesn't.
Well, they asked me, and I said, "Don't worry, he's got it covered."
Oh.
I said, it's a senior vitamin, and I take probiotic, prebiotic, turmeric, anti-inflammatory, cherry stuff, krill oil, which is fish oil, and 2 other things I don't even know what they are. And my sister calls it the pile of pills, Mikey's pile of pills. And sometimes she's nasty about it because she's like half lit. And I want to say one day, and I probably will one day. Yeah, at least I'm standing and you're not. Don't pick on Mikey's pile of pills. But I have no idea half the time what it is. He's got it. He's got this stuff
It's all stuff
post.
that he gets at Costco. And
but I have to admit, when I went to see the hematologist, my hemoglobin was up 0.6 from the cruise, which was great, even though I lost 2 pounds on the cruise, 25-day cruise. But I had to move a lot. I actually went 103 stairs on this one. That was my goal, to go from the casino to our floor. We were on deck 11 and the casino was on deck 4. Yeah, deck 4. And I wanted to walk up to 11. And I did. It's 103 steps. I don't
every day you did that? Or
at least once a day.
Oh my God.
At least once a day. Yeah. And I always walk down. But down is kind of harder in a lot of respects than going up, because you get that. But anyway, I went down and I would go up. And I don't get really tired even on the 100 one until I get to the last 1.5. So 9 to 10, 9, I make the first 8 steps, 10 steps or whatever they are. And all of a sudden it's like, I can't go anymore.
And it's like, oh, it's just one more.
But then I get to 10 and I'm like, I am not pushing that button to take the elevator
For one
deck. I said, I'm not doing it. So then I get so tired, even if it's like 7 to 10 or something like that. That last half, 1.5 is the one that gets
it's all in your head.
It's still when I train to do this, I go up 3 flights, and if I'm short of breath or if I'm really tired, I'll walk to the other end of the ship.
Yeah.
To get myself together.
Yeah.
And then
go the rest.
Go the rest.
Yeah.
So that's what I do to get this together. So I think, and it's because of the foo-foo drinks I drink, the coffees, because I love my cappuccinos. And sometimes I get the mocha, and they don't have 2%. And I don't like almond milk as much, and I don't like soy milk. I won't drink soy. I'll go without. And so I think it's whole milk we actually have on the ship. I don't think it's 2%. I think it's whole milk.
Yeah.
And so they have, it's, really what it is.
So there's not an issue with that. Why is there an issue with whole milk and you?
I don't know.
You're not gaining weight because of whole milk.
Mm-mm.
So
but
drink as many as you fucking want.
I know. No, I think that because I think this is 300 calories and I need to walk it off.
You do not need to walk it off. Your doctor says you need to fucking gain weight. Who gives a shit how many fucking calories it is?
I know, but it's not as easy to think because I can't get it in. And sure,
but you like your cappuccinos to drink your fucking cappuccinos.
I love them.
So have 4 a day. Who cares?
On the ship, they're $3.50. A large, a big one, like a 20-ounce one, is $4.75. A 20 ounce is like $6 at the place that shall remain nameless here.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It's more than that.
I think so. I think you're right.
So why are you bitching about the price of them on a cruise ship?
I don't, because the cruise ship I haven't had to pay for yet.
Exactly. So drink 6 of them. And it's better than the coffee because there's less caffeine in a cappuccino than in a cup of coffee.
When I get decaf, they will get decaf.
Yeah, but there's still caffeine in there.
I know, but not the same. I mean, it's so much less.
Yes, but it's more chemicals. I would rather see you have the caffeine.
Probably. But
than the chemicals that are in the decaf.
And I'd have to take extra sleeping meds, and I take too much of that as it is.
No, it's the coffee and the tea that does that with the caffeine, because there's very little caffeine in a cappuccino.
That's true. The other reason I like it at night is because I like warm milk. It's crazy, but I used to get up when I get up during the day or something, and I couldn't sleep at night, especially.
Yeah.
I get a glass of warm milk. I make some more milk, and then I get, not only is it protein because that helps you sleep, and warm milk would be kind of settling.
Okay, so then why not get like
warm milk?
No, because that's gross. There still needs to be the flavor in there. There still needs to be the cappuccino-esque about it, right?
Yeah, I need the coffee-esque sort of flavor.
The coffee-ish sort of flavor.
Yeah.
So how about a hot chocolate with foamed milk on top of it?
Oh, they'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have this sort of cappuccino flavor because you have that foamed milk.
It's a mocha flair. I have gone to just sugar-free vanilla syrup in milk because it gives me a vanilla flavor, or peppermint because it'll give me a flavor. I need the flavor.
Yeah,
and at
I
home,
know.
it's really just milk with Hershey's sauce in it because it's really chocolate milk at home.
Yeah.
Now the dog only gets regular milk. He doesn't get chocolate milk. Even though if I leave it there, he'll get up and strain on the couch. And I found the cup on the floor a few times because he wants the chocolate milk. I had a dog that drank my tea that way. She would drink my tea, my cup of tea, if I didn't finish it. She was a poodle. Very smart dog.
Our last dog would drink Jamie's grandma's Bloody Mary out of the goblet in her hand. If she fell asleep, she'd fall asleep in her chair.
Oh my God.
With a goblet of Bloody Mary, and he would jump up because he was just a little 8-pound dog, and he would stick his whole nose down into her glass and drink her Bloody Mary.
With a real Bloody Mary?
Oh yeah, real Bloody Mary
Oh
with the vodka in
gosh.
it. Yep, and then he'd get drunk, and it was fine because we would take photos of this, and because Grandma fell asleep with a drink in her lap.
Oh my word, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
And then the dog would go away for a while and not bug us. He would sleep
And
off
go to sleep. He'd sleep off his drink.
Sleep off his drunkenness. Yeah.
There you go. What are you going to say? They know it better than we do. Maybe that's what I need to do. We'll have to see. So anyhow,
have a Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary mix some of the cruise
No, you
ships.
can't have Bloody Mary mix because it's tomato.
Not now, but I used to be able to do that. That was Mikey's cure for leg cramps. Go down and get a glass of tomato juice.
Tomato juice? Yeah.
And because it has potassium in it.
Yeah.
Now I've learned, now you can't do that. I can't drink tomato
half
juice.
a banana?
It doesn't have much. It's 10 micrograms
Yeah.
per. Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't have as much, but a banana would have been okay.
Yeah.
But potassium is what you usually do. But over the years, I've learned women need magnesium if they have leg cramps, as a rule, not the potassium. Men get rid of potassium. We get rid of magnesium. So if you get a leg cramp, make sure you have magnesium in thing. And you only need about 200 milligrams. That's what the doctor tells me.
In food form, how do you get magnesium?
I don't know. It's
Oh.
in everything. You gotta, I wonder if it's in Oreos.
Probably not.
Maybe I could sprinkle it on an Oreo.
I'm really, really, really trying to
Not eat Oreos?
not eat processed foods.
Oh.
Any processed foods.
Yeah, I get it. But you cook, I don't.
Yeah.
See, I need the process.
Yeah.
Mikey will cook for me if I know what I want, but I never know what I want. So.
There's certain things that I just, like I don't make cheese.
Well, of course you can't make cheese.
You can make cheese.
Well, you can, but you're not going to. I mean, mozzarella is one thing. Even I've made mozzarella.
No, I've never made mozzarella.
No?
No, I haven't ever made mozzarella. But
It's really kind of fun. If you've never done it, you should think about doing it if you're in the kitchen. Oh God, we're way over. I'm so sorry. But if you ever do it, get one of those recipes, those 5-ingredient recipes, because they have them out there. This was an easy peasy. It's fun because it makes this mushy. You know how the kids have that slime with the glue?
oh yeah.
This is what it's like.
Yeah.
It is so fun to make. And it turned out just fine.
I'm sure it did.
It
Yeah.
did. So on that note, I better
We
get
better
well.
let you go.
I'm so sorry we kept you over so much, but we got to talk in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Yep.
And look, I am remembering it. It's not a touch screen. How do you like that? I put it on here.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. I can wear Christmas next week. I almost wore it today.